Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarissa and I put out new pick a card readings or tarot collective readings once a week. This week we're going to be looking at blessings coming your way, good news coming your way, all good things hopefully. Sometimes spirit likes to throw a curveball in there and it just is what it is. But overall, I'm looking for good news for you and blessings that are coming your way. Maybe there's something you've been trying to manifest into your reality for a while and you're wanting to know, if that's going to be coming to fruition anytime soon. If that's the case, then this is definitely the reading for you. And then for the rest of you, even if you haven't been trying to manifest something, that doesn't mean that there aren't good things coming your way, good news, blessings, all of that good stuff. So we have 3 different piles for you to select from this week. I have pile number or group number 1, group number 2, and group number 3. So I'm gonna go ahead and flip the cards here in a second, and then that will be your indicator for the pile this week, for the different readings. So this will be what helps you choose and differentiate between the different groups. So for my group number 1s, you guys have Mercury retrograde, reinvention. And then for my group number 2s, you have 12th house, escape. And then for my group number 3s, we have Jupiter, abundance. Okay. So I just want to say here, because I feel like there's so much negative connotation related to Mercury retrograde, this is not a bad card, okay? This is actually a very interesting card. So if you're feeling drawn to it, don't not pick it because you're afraid that you're going to receive a bad message. Like I said, my goal this week is to get you guys very good messages regarding the good news and blessings that are coming your way. So there is still good news and blessings that are going to be associated with this pile, I promise you. So don't let that intimidate you from picking a pile. Please try and pick whichever group, or whichever card you're the most drawn to. And again, that is associated with the different groups. So group 1, 2, and 3. You can pick more than one. I don't think that that's an issue at all. Whatever you feel the most drawn to do, you can listen to the entire reading if you want. You can only listen to one of them. You can listen to 2, whatever feels good to you. By all means, go ahead and do that. I don't think that, you just have to be limited to, excuse me, I don't know why I'm yawning so much. You just have to be limited to one pile this week, or one group this week, one reading. So anyway, if you need to, please take a moment to pause the video and decide which card you are the most drawn to, and then you can go to the description box down below and find the timestamp associated with your reading. I'm really excited about this one, guys. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's reading, and I will see you shortly. Hello there, my group number 1s. As a reminder, if you chose the Mercury retrograde reinvention card, then this is your reading this week in regard to the good news and blessings that will be coming your way. So I just want to start off by saying that if you chose the Mercury retrograde card, I mentioned this in the intro, this is not a bad thing that you chose this card. There isn't anything bad about Mercury retrograde. In fact, there's usually 3 to 4 Mercury retrogrades that occur in the course of a year. And really, they're just time periods where we're supposed to stop moving so quickly, really think through our decisions, maybe not make any rash, hasty decisions, and allow ourselves that time to just kind of sit on things. And I think that's really, really good, especially if you're somebody that is very led by impulse. That could be a reason why you may have chosen this card in this reading. But it really is just supposed to be this period of sitting on things, resting on things, thinking on them, you know, really like revising and editing things versus like moving forward with things. And we'll get into it here shortly, but the thing about Mercury retrograde, and like even the book talks about this with this card, is that this can be like a very lucky time, actually. This can be a time where you have like these chance fated meetings where you like, you know, start having conversations with somebody that you consider to be an acquaintance, and then you find out how much you have in common, and they become like your best friend. So there are a lot of different things that can come out of Mercury retrograde, and it's not some bad thing that causes terrible things to happen by any means. I really feel like it's this time period for us to reevaluate, reassess, and for us to maybe try and work through like misunderstandings that have come about. Although misunderstandings can be more common during Mercury retrograde, that doesn't mean that we can't work through like past indiscretions and come to a better understanding with someone else. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to get that out there. I really do find it interesting, though, that you guys picked this card, because what I'm seeing here with your tarot laid out, you guys this week got the Eight of Wands, the Four of Swords, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Wands, and the Nine of Wands. Just like for a brief like intermission here, I apologize if you hear a lot of noise outside. I have discussed this many times. I live probably like in the noisiest apartment complex I've ever lived in. Hopefully won't live here for all that much longer, but we do have a lease to see out until July, so that's fun. But anyway, if you hear noise, if it gets really bad, I will pause the video. If you hear like honking or a loud bass in the background, I apologize. My animals are here with me today as well. My dog and my brother-in-law's dog are not in the room, but I've mentioned this in the last couple of videos. My brother-in-law's dog, he is a little bit more anxious, and so he may bark or get worked up by something he hears. Luckily, my cat and my dog are sleeping, so we'll see how that goes. So sorry about that interruption. Let's actually get back to your reading here. I just figured I'd give that disclaimer in case you're wondering what is going on. So, like I was saying here, I think it's interesting that we chose Mercury retrograde because from what I'm seeing here, I feel like there had been a lot of like turmoil or just like a lot of things happening for you all at once. And it doesn't necessarily have to be turmoil or a bad thing, as long as they were things that you set in motion yourself with the Eight of Wands here. But I really feel like there was a lot going on for you, and there may still even be where, you know, after the holidays, it seems like things haven't slowed down for you yet. And I really get this feeling that you're going to need this, obviously you're going to need this period of rest, or this period of rest is coming for you, where you're not like go, go, go all the time, where things aren't happening all of the time. And this will be really good for you because as I had mentioned with the Mercury retrograde card, it really is about a time period for us to rest and sit on things, and contemplate, as opposed to being rash and moving forward really quickly with like different decisions. And so I do feel like there's going to be this time period for you where you are able to just relax and sit with yourself, maybe spend some like quality time alone, or even time like meditating to like reconnect with yourself, because I get this feeling that there was this period of time, and you may be even still going through it, where you have had to give a lot of energy to things outside of you and to other people. And so I think it's going to be very, very important for you guys, my group number ones, for you to take this time to rest. Take a beat, take some downtime. And that may be something that you even did during this like Mercury retrograde that just ended like a couple of days ago. I don't even remember the exact date that Mercury was out of retrograde, but you know, essentially that could have been the time period where you were resting, because perhaps the holidays and leading up to it were very chaotic for you, and there was a lot going on, because it can be a very busy time of year when it comes to like work, school, family matters, you know, just everything, your social life. There's just a lot going on. So anyway, I do think that this time of rest will be very good for you. It will allow you to reconnect to yourself and perhaps even reconnect to the things that you're wanting to do. For some of you, I get the sense that this could have been a lot of different like projects that you were working on that got put in motion. And sometimes this is why it's really good to take like an earth sign, like quote unquote earth sign approach to things, where we take things like one step at a time, baby steps towards things, as opposed to like really just trying to do everything at once, because it can be very, very overwhelming. And sometimes we can lose like track of what it was that we were really trying to go after anyway, and like what we really wanted to accomplish, because we get bogged down by like every other little activity that we're doing. And so I do think that this time period of rest and meditation or meditation relaxation will be very good for you. I like just heard maybe even like going to a spa, getting like a massage or a facial if you're able to do that. Maybe even taking some time away from your current circumstance, and really allowing yourself that time to reflect and reconnect with yourself so that you know what are the moves that you want to make moving forward. With the Two of Cups coming out here, it's so funny because, again, ironically enough, I had mentioned with the Mercury retrograde card that this can talk about like chance meetings or opportunities where you really do meet somebody that you connect with during this time period. And with the Two of Cups coming up here now, I think that this could be romantic or platonic. You could meet a love interest that really just kind of helps you see yourself for who you are and like the value that you inherently have. I know that we can always be like the harshest and the cruelest to ourselves, and like that's one thing that I will say, like I just personally, like I had always struggled with like self-love and acceptance, and that's something that I've been able to become a lot more secure with because of the way that my husband has always treated me in our relationship. But also because, you know, it's like when somebody gives you that level of love and affection and attention and treats you the way that you deserve to be treated, it almost serves as a reminder for yourself that like you need to treat yourself that way as well. Like if someone is going to be treating you that well with that much love and kindness and respect, then it reminds you to do that for yourself. Because I do get this feeling also for some of you that the Eight of Wands may be related to boundaries and like what you were overstepping for yourself with like what you were comfortable with, in terms of all of these different things that you may have agreed to, or all these different things that you may have shown up for or done. And again, it can become very overwhelming. And when we think that our worth lies in what we can provide other people, it becomes very sticky very fast, and it's very easy to get like caught up in all of everyone else's stuff and forget about ourselves along the way. But again, I feel like this could be a romantic partnership or platonic. You could just like meet a really good friend who gives you that boost of confidence and shows you that you are, you know, inherently valuable just as you are, and they really like love and appreciate you for you. They're not trying to like get anything out of you. They're not your friend because they're trying to make their life better. They're your friend because they genuinely enjoy you and your company. And I think that's really great. As the Two of Cups also really does speak of like kindred spirits. It's not even just, like I said, a romantic partnership. It's like that feeling of being understood and like emotionally and mentally connecting with another person, and just like getting each other. And again, like that can happen in all sorts of forms. It doesn't just have to be a romantic relationship. So I feel like that's one of your blessings that's coming your way, is this person coming into your life and, you know, giving you this renewed sense of vitality almost, and being there to support you and like listen to the things that you want to do, and like hyping you up and just showing you that, you know, you are capable of doing whatever it is you want, and you deserve to go after the things that you want in life, whatever those are. But yeah, just like somebody there to be your hype man, woman, whatever, and give you that love that you need, like to help kind of push you forward in the right direction. Like that reaffirmation and that just, feel good aspect that you get from somebody that genuinely just wants to support you. That's why with the Queen of Wands coming out here, I really do feel like this person that's going to be coming in for you is really going to be serving as like a confidence booster and this like reaffirmation of, again, who you are and like just how beautiful you are and how worthy you are by just being yourself. And I do think that it's going to give you that like push to go out and get what you want, because it's going to be like you get this boost in confidence. This person like gets you, they understand your viewpoint. They're not trying to like change you or, change what you want or tell you like things have to be done a certain way. They're just supporting you. They're like, yeah, like that's a great idea. Go after it. Like, that's awesome. That's amazing. I'm so proud of you. Like, do what makes you happy, right? And I do feel like it's really just going to allow you guys to flourish, my group number ones. I really feel like that love and support will allow you to flourish, just like I was mentioning with like my husband, because again, I can't rely on his validation all of the time to love myself, but the way that he loves and validates me reminds me to love and validate myself. So it's that kind of thing where it's like, okay, I am worthy of all of these beautiful things in my life and all of these beautiful things to come to me. I can accomplish the things that I want, and I need to believe in myself more, because I think for me anyway, it serves as this reminder that I can be so hard on myself. And even this morning, like, this is just kind of off topic, but this morning, for instance, like my husband and I do that with each other. We're very reciprocal with that kind of energy with each other. So like my husband is an amazing cook. He makes some of the best food I've ever eaten. I'm very lucky, very spoiled that way. And he's just really phenomenal in the kitchen. So he likes to try like a lot of different things. And he was trying like a different pancake recipe to make the pancakes a lot fluffier and thicker. So the batter was a little bit different and like things were a little bit different than what he was used to. And like, I personally think that when you're trying anything out, the first batch is usually always the worst batch, because you're getting the hang of things, right? And, we were simultaneously cooking breakfast. He was doing the pancakes. I was doing like bacon and smoothies. And anyway, he's cooking the pancakes, and we don't have like a pancake griddle. So we're just using like one of our flat pans. And he wasn't anticipating how much the batter was going to spread. He like put too many pancakes on there. Then he started getting frustrated, and I was like, don't be so hard on yourself. It's okay. Like, we can make adjustments. So, next time, the next round that you do, just do like 2 pancakes on there instead of doing 4. Maybe there just wasn't enough room for them all. The pancakes turned out fabulous, guys. Like, they turned out amazing. It's just, again, that reminder that sometimes we need from other people to not be so freaking hard on ourselves, because we can be so mean to ourselves. And we can forget that like it's okay to have boundaries and respect and love for ourselves. And sometimes it's nice to have other people remind us of that, because like I could see him getting frustrated. I was like, it's okay, like it's not a big deal, just take a deep breath. Like, it's okay if you mess up the first batch. It's totally fine. Just, readjust, do things different next time, but it's gonna be fine. And like I said, the pancakes were fabulous. They were so freaking good. Probably some of the best pancakes I've had at home. So, it's just kind of that. Like, that's essentially like what I'm feeling here with you guys, is you're gonna, again, have that kind of like romantic relationship, or you're just gonna like have this best friend that reminds you of those things. And it's really like great to get those reminders, I feel like, especially when we start to get in our own headspace, which again, like Mercury, to me, I do feel like a lot of this is like you guys getting into your own mind, getting into your own head, and just like beating yourself up, or not showing yourself some like grace and compassion when it comes to like even trying new things or doing new things, and not understanding that there's going to be this learning curve there. So yeah, I feel like you're just going to have this renewed sense of like confidence and self-worth, and you're going to feel like really driven again to go after your passions and your desires, because it's like you have this person that's just hyping you up, and again reminding you that you're the shit and you're worth it. And then with the Nine of Wands, I feel like this is coming up because essentially it's going to give you that like that oomph, that push that you need to keep going. Just like this morning with my husband, like I was the oomph, the push that he needed to keep going and like not just completely scrap the pancakes and like throw out the batter and be done, right? Like it was that reminder, like it's okay, you know, we're not perfect the first time all the time. There is a learning curve. It's all right. Try again, make adjustments and try again. And I really am happy for you guys for this because I think it's so important that we all have somebody like this in our life that just genuinely cares for us and like wants to see us succeed, wants us to be happy and successful, and that never puts us down or is like, oh yeah, you really fucked that up. Like that's so mean, that's so rude. It's not something that needs to be shared, right? Some people just don't have a freaking filter. But it's nice to have somebody that can like look at you and see that bit in you also like in themselves, because when I see my husband being like mean and harsh to himself, I see that like how I do that to myself even. So like me verbalizing and saying those things out loud, like stop being so hard on yourself, it's something that I hear now like when I'm being really hard on myself. It's like, stop being so hard on yourself, it's okay, like things happen, people make mistakes, we mess up, and it's all right. The important thing is, again, that we learn, we make adjustments, and we try to do better next time. So yeah, I really like this for you guys, my group number ones. I think that there's a lot of like beautiful things that will also come from this for you, because again, you're going to feel like re-inspired to go after the things that really light you up, that you're passionate about, that you like want to see through. Because I think that for you guys, unfortunately, there have been a lot of people in your life that have tried to put out your flame because they talk shit or they say terrible things to you, they make you feel bad, and then that's like an internalized voice that you have for yourself all of the time. And it's just not true. We talk about this all the time on my channel. People love to project their own insecurities and their own issues onto us. And so just because somebody thinks that about themselves and they say that stuff to you, that doesn't mean that you have to think that way about yourself. Okay? So let's go ahead. I'm just going to take a drink of water here real quick. And we're going to move on to your oracle cards here to see what additional information we can get for you guys in regard to the blessings coming your way. I forgot to mention this in the beginning, I have 3 different oracle decks that we'll take a look at here. Looking for like 1 to 2 cards from each deck, and then we will see what other information we can get here for you guys. Gonna shuffle once more, then I'll cut the deck here. All right, meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. And then you guys also got, you are good enough, full moon in Virgo. I just got the chills. I'm not even kidding. I just got the freaking chills. Yeah, again, I feel like with the new moon in Pisces coming up, I feel like this is really correlating to our 4 of Swords card there, where we're talking about you guys really taking some time to contemplate, meditate, relax, rest on the things that you like really want. Because I do think that you were getting burnt out. Maybe again, your boundaries were being overstepped by other people, because maybe you are somebody that thinks that your self-worth is in all the things that you can do for others and what you don't do for yourself. And I don't know, you guys may be Virgos also. Virgo is Mercury ruled, and especially with our Mercury retrograde card coming up here and the full moon in Virgo coming up here, I don't know, I'm just feeling Virgo energy. Or you could have Virgo like placements, you could have a Virgo stellium, you could have placements in like the 6th house, which is ruled by Virgo, which rules like our daily routines and habits. And so I think that Spirit literally said it better than I could here. With everything we've just talked about, like, you guys are good enough, and you need to know that you're good enough and you're worthy and you're valuable just as you freaking are. And I think that, like, this person that's going to be coming in for you guys, that's going to be this, like, hype person and, like, sees you and thinks that you're freaking fantastic just as you are, they're really going to allow you to see that in yourself. I really do think that. And, you know, people are always like, you need to love yourself before anybody else can ever love you, blah, blah, blah. Like, to an extent, I get that. But at the same time, it's really, really important for us to have at least one person in our lives that loves us unconditionally and supports us and validates us. And again, it's like, for me anyway, having those kind of people in my life reminds me, like, I am worthy, I am enough, and I need to treat myself better, because those people would never treat me like this. Why am I treating me like this, you know? So yes, you guys are good enough, and please take your time to relax and meditate and contemplate on what you want to do. And, you know, take the time to rest too from, like, overextending yourself to people all the time and making yourself available for people all of the time. You don't have to do that. And just because you don't do that doesn't make you unworthy, and it doesn't make you unlovable. People will not give up on you and will not stop loving you if they truly ever did, because you put up a boundary and say, I don't want to do that, I don't feel comfortable with that, or I'm just not in the mood and I'm sorry. That's okay. Those are valid. Like, no itself, the word no is a complete sentence. Like, you don't even have to give people those explanations. If you do, that's you being, like, extra generous to people, in my opinion, because you don't owe them anything. So yeah, I could go on a rant about that forever. Instead of doing that, let's go ahead and take a look at some more of your oracle cards here. So again, I have 2 more decks here. Let's see if we can get any additional messages here from Spirit. I swear, the Spirit's so funny sometimes. Sometimes they're just like, I literally just told you that. Like, what do you want me to reiterate, you know? Okay, so you have Message in a Bottle, which I think I'm going to pull the book on that card, because it's been a while since I've seen that one. I'm just kind of blanking on what exactly it would mean in this context for us. So I'd like to pull that one. We'll see if we get any other cards here from this deck. Oops. Then we got Breathe. Okay, I think Breathe is, like, you know, very perfect for you guys, especially. Like, again, I don't think that you give yourself a lot of time to breathe. I don't think you give yourself a lot of time to rest and relax and meditate and contemplate like you may need to. So again, I think that this is just another reiteration from Spirit of how important it's going to be for you to relax, to set boundaries, to put yourself first, and to take the time you need to breathe. Because again, when we overcommit ourselves, when we overburden ourselves, we burn ourselves out. We burn our own fire out. And it can be hard to get that back once we've done that. It can take a lot more, like, work and effort to get that back. And so it's very important that you guys protect that. You protect yourself, your energy, and you make sure to prioritize yourself and the things that you want, okay? I do, like I said, want to pull the one for Message in a Bottle. I think I understand what Spirit is trying to say with that, but I just want to make sure I don't miss anything for you guys. So we have number 15, Message in a Bottle. Let's see. Communication. A spontaneous oracle delivered innocently, pointing the way to your highest good. Okay. Let's see. The oracle's message. Spirit sends you signs when you ask for them, when you believe you will receive them, and when you allow yourself to become fluent in the language of symbols, oracles, and omens. They may come to you as a bird flying by, a logo on a truck, and a song on the radio. Expect confirmation that you're pointed in the right direction. Keep your ears open, for someone might say just the right thing that will give you the answer to your query. Today, your message is this: Spirit hears you, and the reply is favorable. So what I'm really getting from that, you guys, is I feel like this reading itself could be the confirmation for you, or that Spirit has been sending you messages for a while, telling you to relax, telling you to take a break, telling you to set boundaries and not overextend yourself anymore. And if you've been like asking for those and been receiving the confirmation that you've been looking for, trust that that is the confirmation, right? Like, so what I mean by that is sometimes we'll ask Spirit over and over and over again for these symbols and these like messages or these confirmations that we're like on the right path, and we get those the way that we're asking for them, but then it's like for some reason we don't believe that that was the message, you know, like we're like, no, like that was just a coincidence, like that wasn't the actual message that I had intended for it to be or that I had wanted. And so then we ask again for like another symbol, or we ask again for another like message from Spirit, or another, you know, something to happen. I don't know what that noise is outside. It literally sounds like an avalanche, and I do not live that close to the mountains. Anyway, what I was saying is, you know, we ask for these like clarifiers from Spirit, or we ask for this guidance, or these signs from Spirit, and we get them. Spirit delivers and is like, yes, 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 confirmation. Yeah, you're on the right path, or yeah, like that's what you should be doing. But then we're like, but was that really my confirmation? Let me ask again. And then Spirit's like, okay, I'll give it to you again. Here you go. Yeah. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You're like, oh, I don't know if that was really the confirmation though. So like, believe it, right? Believe that, like, especially if you're seeing this message right now, this is your confirmation. I'm telling you that, okay? This is your confirmation that you need to take a break. You need to relax. You need to stop overextending yourself and feeling like you are not worthy if you don't give to everybody else, especially if you're a little Virgo. If you're my little Virgo friend, you don't have to give to everybody all the time to be inherently valuable, okay? And this is your confirmation message for that. So start setting boundaries, start putting yourself first, start resting when you need to, stop overextending yourself because you don't need to do those things, okay? But yeah, believe the messages that you're getting, believe the confirmation because it is true, okay? Let's go ahead and see if we can get like one more card for you guys. Whoa. From this deck here. I just want to say, guys, like, this is like your good news. This is your blessing that's coming your way. The rest, the ability to set boundaries, someone coming into your life that just like sees you and genuinely appreciates you and supports you, and you having this like renewed found sense of confidence, as well as like, I literally see this as like somebody being really overextended, and then when we have the Queen of Wands here, it's like, you know, you have this new glow to you. You've allowed yourself what you need to like refill your own freaking cup, and it has restored this sense of confidence for you. And I really feel like you're going to be able to tackle the world. You're going to be able to go after what you want and what you desire because you have this new direction and this newfound sense of who you are. And again, you're not placing all your value in what you can do for everyone else. Okay. Let's see if we can get one more card here regarding some final messages from Spirit for your blessings coming your way. Ooh, what do we get? Healing. I love it. Again, just like what I said, this reading is your message. If you're looking for one, if you've been looking for one, this is your message. So please take like what I've been telling you, what Spirit's been telling you as this confirmation. This is your time to heal from this belief, again, that maybe you're not good enough if you're not helping everybody else, overextending, overburdening yourself for everyone else, or even like you may have this idea that you're not good enough if you're not constantly productive, if you're not constantly doing things. We don't have to be constantly doing, we don't have to be constantly productive for us to be worthy. You are worthy because you're a human being walking around on this planet. You're worthy. Your life matters. You matter. And please don't think otherwise. Please don't think that the people that truly love you and appreciate you are going to leave you if you can't provide them with something, because it's not freaking true. You need to take care of yourself and put yourself first, love yourself, and allow other people to love you too. Like, especially with our Two of Cups there, allow other people to come in and help you and help take care of you and, you know, give you the things that you need. You don't have to be the one giving all of the time. You can receive too, my group number ones, and I think you really deserve to. So allow yourself to receive the help you need, receive the love you need from others, you know, and don't feel like you have to pull yourself in 85 million different directions to be lovable. Don't feel like you have to be overly productive to be lovable. This person that's coming in for you is going to show you otherwise, my group number one. So anyway, I could go on and on and on all day, like I just said, about your reading, because I think that this is so important, and I really hope that you guys heard me. And that you take this message as your confirmation. If you got to the end of this reading, please drop me, I'm trying to think what I should have you drop me in the comments here for this reading. I can't even think of anything. I'm so sorry, guys. You know what? Drop me a flame. Drop me a flame in the comments. I want like a flame emoji in the comments so that you know that you're worth it and that your passions, your desires, your fire is worth it, and you don't have to give it away to everyone else all of the time. So drop me a flame in the comments if you got to the end of this reading and if you heard me and you actually take this as your confirmation message, okay? So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I love you so much. Again, if this resonated for you, drop me that comment down below. Give me that flame emoji. Let me know. And then please give this video a thumbs up so that this message can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear it. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings, tarot collective readings once a week. I love you so much. I'm hoping all the best for you, and I hope to see you in my future readings. Thank you. Bye. Hi there, my group number twos. If you selected the 12th house escape card, then this is your tarot reading this week in regard to blessings, good news coming your way. If you hear the breathing in the background, that is my French bulldog Reggie. He is in the room with me, as well as my cat Luna, and then my brother-in-law's dog is currently in the living room. So we will see if we need to make any adjustments or pause during this video. Hopefully not. In case you haven't noticed, I am recording on a different day than I shot the intro on because it's Colorado, it's snowy, and you know, that constant snow and no sunlight, just, it feels like an eternity since it's been warm and sunny. So, which is really weird for Colorado. Like, it's usually very sunny here, like all of the time. That is one of the like chief complaints that I made when we first moved here, is why is it so damn sunny all the time? But anyway, enough about me. I'm gonna go ahead and get into your guys' reading for this week. So we have your tarot cards lit out, so we'll go over those first, and then I do have 3 different oracle decks that we will get additional messages from as well. But I just wanted to give you guys that disclaimer so that you are aware. You know, if you hear barking in the background or the video pauses, that is why. So for you guys, we have the 5 of Swords, we have the 5 of Wands, we have the 2 of Cups, the Knight of Wands, and the Fool. Now, hear me out, guys, okay? The 12th house, which is the card that you guys picked, is ruled by Pisces, which is the 12th sign of the zodiac. The house can signal things coming to an end or oh my god, I cannot talk today, I'm so sorry. Or our need to dissociate from reality, things that are hidden coming to the surface, etc. So the 12th house is a very, I swear I cannot talk today, and Mercury is not even in retrograde anymore. I don't know, it's just me. My brain is just moving a lot quicker than my mouth is able to today. So the 12th house is actually associated with a lot of different things in astrology. And it is one of the, like, I feel like more complex, more misunderstood houses in astrology. Like, if you're new to astrology, it's something that can be harder to grasp the concept of, but you know, essentially Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, and because of that, that Pisces itself, as well as the 12th house, can really like signal that death, rebirth, much like Scorpio can, because it really is like everything kind of coming to an end while everything is simultaneously like beginning, right? So it's just very complex, and there is a lot of like, I really like to think of it as much like Pisces. Pisces, I feel like, is the water sign that is associated most with the ocean. And there's so much that we know about the ocean, but there is so much we do not know about the ocean, right? There's so much depth. There's so much that has not been uncovered. And it's that depth, that complexity, and, you know, things that do materialize and come to the surface for us. So, based on your tarot cards here, I get the sense that unfortunately some things are going to need to die off in order for you to receive your blessings. I'm getting two different messages here with the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. With the 5 of Swords, I'm feeling like what may come to light for some of you is disingenuous people in your life. People that may not actually have your best interest at heart will finally reveal their true colors. Or it may just be that you know, have seen these things. You've seen these flags. You've seen these like true colors in these people, but you are finally like taking off your filter, your rose-colored glasses, and you're seeing these people for, you know, what and who they really are. While they may not be like a bad person per se, that doesn't mean that they are a good person for you and for your life at this time. And I'm sorry, because I do feel like this will be hard for a lot of you. It could even be very devastating for some of you, as the ending of most relationships are, but I promise it will be for the best. Sometimes we have to get rid of certain people or situations in order for better things to come along. And we'll get there here in a minute. I do want to touch on like what I'm seeing here as well with the 5 of Wands. So regarding the 5 of Wands, I get the feeling you may have a friend group or family situation where you're always having to play the peacemaker. And like this can be in conjunction with like, you know, seeing these disingenuous people in your life, or this could be like in place of this for the rest of you that may have picked this group or this card. So like I said, I feel like you're always having to play like the peacemaker or the mediator. And let me just say, my group number 2s, if you are not a therapist, then this is not your responsibility. Let me say that for you one more time. If you are not a therapist and you are not being paid by these people to be their mediator, then this is not your responsibility. Sometimes people can never come to an agreement or understanding, and that's okay. You don't have to put yourself in the middle of all of their disagreements and all of their problems. And I feel like you guys are finally seeing this. You don't want to always have to be in the middle of everything. I also feel like for some of you, this could be representing opinions that everyone else has about how you should live your life, and you're realizing that you don't have to do that anymore either to please others. This life is about you, and you need to start doing what makes you happy. You aren't a mediator, and no one else's opinions matter about your life but your own. So funny enough, I feel like a blessing that is coming in for you is the same that was for my group 1s, because you guys actually both got the 2 of Cups, and I believe it was like in the same location also, like the 3rd card for your guys' tarot readings. By you guys leaving like this disingenuous person or people behind, or refusing to like be the peacemaker, or no longer listening to what everyone else or society believes you need to do with your life, you will meet like this kindred spirit. They can be a romantic or platonic in like relationship, but from the ending of these relationships or self-imposed ideologies, you will find relationships that give as much as they take and where you finally feel understood. I feel like you guys will also have this newfound vigor about you as well, especially if you were playing mediator for people for years. You're no longer making other people's problems your problems. You will no longer be weighed down by others. And I feel like you're going to be traveling and seeking new opportunity and experiences. I feel like there will be a lot more opportunity for you to do this. Perhaps this person you meet will be doing a lot of the traveling and adventuring with you. I feel like with the Fool coming out here at the end, sorry, I like lost my little place in my synopsis. You will find your sparkle again, my group number 2s, but don't be reckless. For instance, if you're going to be traveling, make sure that you have the funds and a plan to do so. Don't go into debt or anything just to travel. So I feel like ultimately, you know, we're getting rid of we're taking ourselves out of these equations, right? We're taking ourselves out of these relationships with people that may not always have our best interest at heart. And again, this could be stuff that we've recognized for a while, and it could have been like them showing us who they really are for quite some time. And finally, we're just done with it. Finally, like, we're like, you know, we can't keep pretending like these people are going to become who we see that they have the potential to be. And if you are actually like a Pisces or a prominent Pisces placements, the thing about Pisces is they're so compassionate, so considerate, so empathetic. And Pisces, I feel like, and Cancer as well, and Scorpio to a degree, it's a water sign curse. That's what I should rename this channel, water sign curses. I need a drink of water real quick. Give me 1 second. Because I'm a Scorpio and I get it. But Pisces in particular has this tendency to make people, like, you build these people up in your head, or you see like these like certain qualities or characteristics within people that you're like, oh, you know, if only they saw this in themselves, right? If only they saw this value in themselves, or if they became like what they have the potential to be, then things would be perfect and we'd have a great relationship, friendship, whatever. And unfortunately, like, my water sign friends out here, we cannot change people, right? We cannot force people to change. We cannot inspire, like, we can inspire people to change, but we cannot expect that people are just going to change because we want them to, or because we, you know, see the potential in them, or because we treat them a certain way. People have to want to change or bring those characteristics out of themselves on their own. My cat Luna is eating right now. If you hear that in the background, I apologize. But anyway, I feel like by you taking yourself out of this equation, by like walking away from these people who don't see like all that you have to offer, and by walking away from these situations where I feel like, because I get this sense that you guys are like very good at seeing both sides. Like, I get Pisces Libra vibes from this pile. And again, like, you don't have to be a Pisces or a Libra. You could have very prominent placements. You could have like various planets in the 7th house or the 12th house, whatever. But anyway, what I'm saying is, like, you know, by you stepping away from these situations and not making other people's problems your own, like, literally this is you here in the middle, and everybody here is like disagreeing around you because they can't come to an understanding amongst each other. And like, I feel like because of your nature and how you are with like seeing both sides of the story, everybody always wants you to like play mediator, to, you know, play the go-between, and that's not your job. If people don't want to communicate with each other properly, like amongst themselves, it's not on you to do that for them. I'm sorry, I just turned around to look at my cat, and she's something else today. She like is looking at me like dead in the eyes right now. Like, what do you want? Leave me alone. I'm sorry, I was gonna pause it if she wasn't gonna stop. But anyway, you know, I feel like you, by you taking yourself out of these equations, by you recognizing that you have a lot to give, that you inherently like are worthy of other people in your life that, you know, see your ability to see like both sides of the story as a beautiful thing. They love like being able to listen to, you know, how you view the world and like how your mind works, and they're not using that to their own advantage. They don't expect you to solve their problems or, you know, get in the middle of something that really isn't your problem and isn't your business. And then, you know, by you stepping away from people that, again, don't even see your worth, that like don't always have your best interest at heart, that may be very disingenuous, that maybe use you for certain things that you provide, I feel like that is just going to open up so much for you. And again, it's going to make room for these people to come into your life that like actually do see all of this in you and that understand you and like want to get to know you and understand you, not just based off of the things that you can provide to them, right? Or the things, the value that you offer, right? And I really do feel like it'll either be a romantic interest or like it could be a platonic friendship, but like a friendship that just blossoms very quickly and you just feel very close and connected to this person. Like that's how one of my like longest friendships is with my best friend Megan. We just like met and just clicked, and it's almost like, you know, one of those relationships that was supposed to happen, but she just gets me and I just get her. And you know, it's hard to find those kind of people all of the time that are like truly genuine and truly just like want to be around you. But I feel like that's what you guys are going to be finding because of it. And again, like because you're going to have so much less to worry about, you're going to have so much less worry when it comes to like, is this person using me? Does this person even really care about me? Oh my gosh, like I'm so wrapped up in everybody else's problems that they like become your own problems, and then you're worrying about things and having like mental space being taken up by things that you shouldn't be. Because all of that is currently happening or has happened to you, it takes up a lot of like our energy. And I think that's a really big thing here, you guys, especially if you do have prominent Pisces placements. It's very important to protect your energy because again, Pisces is naturally very compassionate and empathetic. And when you are very compassionate, understanding, empathetic, and you really feel for everyone and everything around you, it's very draining of your own energy. And so overall, I feel like by you guys, like, understanding your own worth, protecting your own energy, it's going to like reinvigorate you, and you're going to feel like very impulsive and spontaneous and just like alive again, especially too once you start meeting like this person or people that really get you and really love you and really understand and see you for who you are. And like I said, I really do feel like you're going to be doing traveling, especially with like the last two cards here being like witches on their brooms, right? I feel like you're going to be doing a lot of different traveling, and you may be doing it with these people that you meet. You may be doing it on your own because you again feel like you have all this newfound energy and like zest for life again. And like I said, the only thing that I have to say really to you guys is, you know, don't be reckless about it. Go travel, go explore, go do these things that maybe you haven't been for a long time because you've been wrapped up in everyone else's problems. You've been worried about like the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Get that out of your life. Like right now, you really don't need that. And like I said, guys, if you are not a therapist and you're not being paid by the hour to be a mediator, then don't make that your job. Go travel, go explore, go have fun. Just don't be overly careless or reckless about it. Make sure that, you know, you're not gonna go to Bora Bora for $4,000 and go into debt. Like that's not ideal. It's gonna be best for you to be able to like save up and or like, I don't know, maybe you like are a frequent flyer, you have travel miles, I don't know, save those up so that you can go on a vacation, like something that you really, really want to do, but make sure that you actually have a plan in place, you have a budget for it, and you're not going to like throw yourself into debt by going to travel. So yeah, and I think it like fits really well with the theme here of like escape, because it's literally you escaping. And like escape can like sound so bad sometimes, especially like I feel like they use that to reference Pisces all the time. And really, like I just think that for you guys in particular, it's you being able to get away from all of your troubles like back home, and really like that can also help reinvigorate us as well when we're like in a different environment. My cat is being obnoxious. Hello, dear. When you're like in a different environment and you're able to like be surrounded by different culture and food and sights and just like, I don't know, that really, at least really reinvigorates me. So if you're like me and you enjoy travel, you enjoy seeing new places, you enjoy crossing things off of your bucket list, then I think that this will be really, really good for you guys. And it will, again, help you see like your own inherent value, especially if you are traveling by yourself, because I really respect people that solo travel and don't wait for anybody else to come along with them. They just go because they want to. And so yeah, I think that this will be like a really great opportunity for you guys to do that once you've let go of a lot of the baggage that we're seeing over here. Sorry, my cat wanted me to hold her really quick. She's a needy girl sometimes, but we love her. She's a sweet girl. But I have to shuffle your guys' cards, so I'm gonna have to put her down, and she's not gonna like that. Sorry, mama. Sorry, baby. I gotta shuffle. She like did a whole bunch of acrobats to get over here too. She like crawled under my tripod that I have set up, came around, somehow avoided the candle, which we're thankful for, and then crawled right into my arms. So she is something else. Okay, so first off here, we got a new start is coming with the new moon, which I think is very self-explanatory with what we've been talking about. Again, it's like us leaving a lot of this behind, especially with like this 12th house energy, moving into this new phase where we have like this regained vigor, confidence in ourselves, and like just a better relationship with ourselves and with others overall. Let's see if we get any other cards here to pop out for us. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like your reading has been the most chaotic with my animals and everything here. And this has probably been the most chaotic one in a while. So my animals have actually been pretty good lately, or I've been able to record when my husband is actually home, which I did for the first part of the video, but I was really tired that day. Okay. We got like multiple ones here. I don't really feel like we need to like have 4 cards, but thank you, Spirit. Thanks for that. Okay. I like this one came out for you guys as well. We have communication is key, new moon in Gemini. Okay. So I really feel like this is coming out because again, it's really going to be important for you guys in order for you to have these people in your life and these relationships where you feel secure, you feel loved and seen and understood, and you feel like you've met like this kindred spirit. Like it's going to be important for you to communicate your needs, because what I am feeling here with these 2 cards is that you kind of have gotten like quote unquote like lost in the sauce in the past, right? Where you've allowed other people's desires to be put ahead of you. You've allowed other people's problems to be put ahead of your own. And it's very important for us to communicate and be able to set boundaries with other people, right? So I just feel like it's very important that that is coming up, because it's going to be important for you guys to be able to properly communicate and like form these bonds, these close relationships that you're wanting. And my Frenchie's snoring now, so I'm sorry. But I do think it's interesting too that we got 2 new moons that came up here, because again, I feel like it's signifying like this end of a cycle, this fresh start. And that's where I really feel like you guys are heading. And I feel like that is almost like a blessing or good news in and of itself, that we're like ending these old cycles that we've been in and we're moving into new ones that honestly we're going to be a lot like happier and more fulfilled in, from the looks of it. So, and I don't want to diminish the fact that you will be losing certain people in your life or having to like set boundaries, even like with the communication is key coming up, setting boundaries with those people that have used you as a mediator or therapist, go between in the past, when again, that's not your job, and those people should not have been using you in such a manner anyway. Okay. I feel bad for you guys though. Group 2 and group 3, like, y'all are gonna have my more chaotic readings this week, but you know, I work full-time still, and I only have so much time to record during the weeks, and today is my day off, but you know, everybody else is gone to like look after the animals while I'm recording. All right, let's see, we'll do one more shuffle, and then we'll just go ahead and cut. All right, so we have for you guys, clean it up. And we have a change in the wind. Yep. Again, a change in the wind. Things are changing for you guys. We're starting this new cycle. We're bringing in new people, new opportunities, new experiences, new adventure. And again, I think that's going to be really, really good for you guys. And then clean it up. Again, it's like what we've been talking about, us getting rid of these people, these situations that no longer serve us, no longer taking on other people's problems or issues, no longer allowing people to use us for their own betterment, being able to communicate and set boundaries with people, and bring in like actual like good healthy people into our life that help foster good communication, healthy boundaries, healthy relationships where we feel like very emotionally understood and supported. And then let's see if we can get one last card here. Let's go ahead and cut. All right. Stimulation. Okay. I really feel like this card is coming out for you guys because of like that vigor, that fire that we're going to be getting back that we see here with the Knight of Wands, right? And we also have like the symbols here for Aries. And so again, I really just want to reiterate to you, like, go after like what is exciting you once you've, you know, made these changes. If you haven't already, go after like what's exciting you, what really like sparks your passion, your like fuels your fire, because I think that's going to be really important for you guys, especially if you do end up like traveling or seeking new opportunity or adventure. For some of you, I'm also getting like the message that you could be moving to like a different location. Maybe you really just need to start over and distance yourself from some of these people or groups of people or situations. Maybe that is what would be best for you. And so, you know, with stimulation coming out, I feel like it's time for you to like really immerse in a new environment, on a new adventure, and allow yourself to be stimulated, like all four senses. Allow yourself to feel free and wild and spontaneous again. But again, like I said with that warning, don't like overdo it. Do what's within your means to do. Don't overextend yourself, okay? We don't want to get to this place where we can't set boundaries with ourselves, or we have like issues with spending or whatever because, or like financial issues because we overdid it, because we got super excited, right? There's nothing wrong with being excited about new things coming in, about change coming in for us, and about us ending these old cycles. But again, it's just going to be really important that we aren't overly indulgent or overly reckless with it, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and leave your guys' reading here, my group number 2s. If this resonated for you, please leave me a comment down below and let me know that it did. Why don't you leave me like a little chili pepper or something in your comments, like an emoji, to let me know that you made it this far. I really enjoyed this for you guys. I hope that you did too. And again, I hope it resonated for you. Please give this video a thumbs up as well so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I put out new tarot readings, new pick a card readings once a week. So anyway, I love you guys so much. And I'm really excited for you guys in this new chapter that you're on. I feel like it's going to be very fulfilling for you. I hope to see you guys in my readings next week. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Hi there, my group number 3s. So in case you can't tell, this is being filmed on a separate day from the intro video and group number 1's reading. I am here by myself today, and my brother-in-law's dog is here. My dog and cat are in the room with me. As I mentioned before, my brother-in-law's dog gets spooked a lot easier, so he may bark, he may whine. Don't know for sure yet. Hopefully he doesn't. He's actually been the more well-behaved of the 3. My cat in group number 2's reading was up walking around, wanting to be held, wanting to eat her food. My dog is like mildly snoring. It may get worse. I will pause or stop the video if needed. Hopefully not. Hopefully we can get through your reading, but I just want to throw that in there as a disclaimer. So, as a reminder, you guys, if you chose the Jupiter card here, then this is your reading this week in regard to blessings, good news coming your way. So, for your tarot cards, which we'll get into first, and then I have 3 different oracle decks that we'll shuffle through as well. We have the Sun, the 7 of Pentacles, Strength, the 4 of Wands, and the Page of Pentacles. So, I think you picking the Abundance card and the tarot cards that came out for this group, it's no surprise. I feel like the card at the center of this reading, and it's like physically at the center too, is Strength. I get the feeling that you guys had or will have the strength to go against the grain, to do things differently, to make a change, to express yourself and be vulnerable, to leave behind a job, relationship, or situation that is no longer serving you, especially if this is regarding career. I believe your previous job, rude, or you may still even be there, was something you wanted to leave behind for a while. And you were finally honest enough with yourself to say, I have to get out of here. I have to move on. There may have even been a situation where someone was promoted over you, despite like your experience and years of years of dedication to a company. And that was like your final straw. You may also have just been so unfulfilled in what you were doing that you decided it best to leave it all behind, to go after something else. This is like so admirable to me, group number 2. It takes a lot of strength and courage, in my opinion, to do this. It's not easy, and it requires us to truly be vulnerable and honest with ourselves and the world about what we need. And with us not being happy with our job or the systems that like are in place, like capitalism. I get the sense though, my group number 2s, that you were planners. You may have saved for this, or you may have already had another job lined up, or maybe you've already had like a side hustle that you wanted to turn into your main gig. Whatever it may be, I get this sense that you did not leave your previous job on a whim one day. This is something you knew you needed to do for a while, and something clicked for you one day where you finally started taking actionable steps toward doing this. And again, this doesn't have to be about career. Like, I'm just feeling like it is about career. This could be like maybe you were like in a bad relationship. Maybe you were living with that person and you knew that you wanted to end things, but you like also knew that this person could be like very vehemently like terrible and just rude and like awful. And this person, maybe like their name was on the lease of your guys' apartment, and you knew that they would like kick you out in the moment that you guys broke up and you'd have nowhere to go. So maybe you started looking at apartments on your own. Maybe you started looking for jobs like in another state to get away from this person. Whatever it is, like, I feel like you planned. You didn't just like act on it one day. You had a plan for what you were doing. I feel like by you honoring yourself and your true desires of what you wanted, you're going to be so heavily rewarded. I feel like this could clearly be in regard to money and compensation, but also just like you feeling valued, feeling like you're a person and you matter and you aren't just some cog in a machine. Feeling valued and heard by a boss or company is so important, and that's what I personally feel like many employers do not understand. When you treat your employees like people, they actually want to work hard and do a better job because they feel valued and important. I also feel like those of you who are entrepreneurs and maybe working for yourself now will hit like big milestones and achievements, and you too will get your moment in the sun. This abundance will provide you with financial security, so you are needing, excuse me. This abundance will provide you with the financial security you are needing so you can finally explore other hobbies or things that maybe you have always wanted to, like traveling, playing an instrument, developing a new skill, whatever it is. All I see is good things coming your way. I'm gonna take a drink of water real quick. My mouth has been really dry lately. It's like, sorry about that. It's like so ironic living in Colorado sometimes, because I feel like when it snows, you think that it'd make the air like more moisturized. It's not. It like becomes drier somehow. I don't know. And it's been snowing off and on today. But anyway, I really do feel like I said, this reading centers on you being honest with yourself. That is your strength here. You being honest with yourself, honest with other people, honest with society, honest with whatever, being vulnerable, being open, and saying, this isn't working for me anymore. Whether that be a relationship or a job, it's not working for me anymore. What steps do I need to take to get out of it? What steps do I need to leave this situation? And again, everybody's situation is going to be different. Maybe you found a job at like a better company that's going to pay you more money, that actually like values your experience and your education and like, you know, what you bring to the table, as opposed to being overlooked again and again for promotions. Because let me just say this as a nurse, like, let me be the first to tell you, in case you don't know, dedication pays you shit. Dedication gets you nowhere. Being dedicated to a certain company or hospital or whatever, not worth it. And we can argue till we're blue in the face about it, but at the end of the day, I am a nurse that is job top a lot. Why? Because it doesn't pay well to like be dedicated to a certain organization. My friends that are also nurses, we graduated at the same time, that have kept their same bedside nursing jobs since we got out of school, make a lot less money than I do, except for one, because she works for the government. But the rest of them make a lot less money than I do, get like no raises or like little tiny raises every year. Why? Because they're staying with organizations that don't value you, right? And so like staying somewhere doesn't always pay, especially if they continue to overlook you, and you're busting your ass every day for them. Then you need to like find somewhere else to be, somewhere else to go that's going to actually appreciate you. And for some of you, again, this may be like you actually starting your own business, or like, you know, turning your side hustle into your full-time gig, whatever it is. Maybe you don't want to work for anybody. Maybe you don't want to have caps on what your salary can be. Maybe you want to be the one that's in charge of that, and like you create your own caps based on how little or how much you're going to work, right? Totally respect that. But either way, you guys, I feel like ultimately by you leaving behind this situation that doesn't work for you anymore, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job, whether it be whatever, by you leaving that behind, it's literally like the universe has been waiting for you to do that. The universe has been like, thank God, like now we can finally give you the things that we've been wanting to give you. We couldn't do it when you were still stuck in that situation forever, right? Because sometimes, and like, even if you don't believe in the universe or God or whatever, sometimes when we stay doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, we can't expect different results, right? Like we can't expect, like me personally, like as a nurse, I can't expect to make more money if I'm staying at an organization that only gives me a 2% raise every year. Like whoop-de-doo. You can't expect for things to like drastically change for you if you don't make drastic changes. So, you know, I really feel like ultimately you guys are going to be so rewarded for this. With the Seven of Pentacles, that's the card where I was getting the energy of you guys didn't just like jump into this. You planted these seeds, you watched them grow, you like took actionable steps that were needed to like get you from the point that you were at or where you currently are to where you want to be. And you just like went off on your own and forged your own new path, and you didn't care what other people had to say to you about it, because you were unhappy with where you were, and you recognize that overall it's best for us to enjoy our life. It's best for us to enjoy what we're doing, right? As opposed to going to work and being miserable every day. Because trust me, that is a terrible existence. I've done that myself and it's awful. And I wouldn't wish that on anybody. And I really hope that if you haven't yet, and this is something that you've been mulling over and thinking about, I feel like this is your sign to like start looking outside of where you currently work, or start looking outside of, that wasn't like the best way to phrase it. I was going to say start looking outside of your relationship, but that sounds bad. Start looking for like different opportunities available to you. And start, if this has to do with your relationships, really start examining, like, is this the person that I want to spend like another 10 years with? Would I be happy spending another 10 years or even another year with this person? Is that what I really want? And if it's not, then start making a plan to like leave, to be done. You know, if your partner is like not a terrible person and wouldn't kick you out because you're done with the relationship, then end the relationship there. But you know your situation better than I do. And I would never tell you to put yourself in harm's way or to put yourself in a sticky situation if you know that that won't work for you. So you do what works for you. But overall, I just feel like you need to really kind of re-examine where you are, what you really truly want, and start making those steps toward, you know, what you want, going after like that new direction, because ultimately I feel like it's going to bring you so much stability, happiness, and just like, again, that moment of being able to dance in the sun and being overjoyed that you did that. And for some of you, the sun can often talk about like our inner child as well. So perhaps you'll be doing a job that like your younger self would look at you and be like, that's so cool. Like, I can't believe you get to do that every day. Like, that's what it's all about, right? Like, it's all about us like truly deeply enjoying the things that we do in life and not just doing things because they bring us a paycheck or because, you know, society tells us we have to work like a certain kind of job, like a 9-to-5 job. That's not the case for everybody. You don't have to do that. I do want to say though too, like, I understand that it is a luxury and a privilege to be able to say, oh, well, I don't have to worry about my paycheck, because that's not the case for everybody. And I understand that you may have to. I mean, shit, I do too. So, I get that. But like, even if that's the case, then there are other things that you can do. So like for myself, for instance, I hated working bedside. I did not like working bedside nursing. And so I went outpatient and I work in an endocrinology clinic. And it's just a lot better for me mentally to have like a more normal job, that I'm not working 12-hour shifts where I like don't get to eat or pee or drink water or do anything for like 12 plus hours except for run around like a crazy person. So, you know, it's like doing what you can to make like your situation slightly better. Do I like love being a nurse all the time? Absolutely not. But is my job that I have now way better than the one I had 3 years ago? Yeah, it is. It's a lot better. So make that change if you need to. Don't be loyal to these companies because they won't be loyal to you. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, let me take another drink of water, and then we'll go ahead and shuffle your oracle cards. Okay, so let's see if we can get any additional information for you guys about the blessings, good news coming your way. Ooh. Your hard work is paying off. Yes, 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 yes. Clearly it is. New moon in Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn, pop off. Okay, not that much. Give me 1 second here. Let's go ahead and try and actually shuffle these here. We'll talk about that here in a second, but I do think it's very self-explanatory. I feel like for a lot of you, what's going to be coming in is like financial security and stability. Because I do think that you guys work hard. I think that you're planners. I think that you think ahead. And I think that the work that you're doing to get yourself where you want, also like the work you're doing in your career, is really going to pay off for you. And it's going to allow you to have like that security and stability, freeness, openness that you've wanted. And, you know, for instance, maybe your dream has always been to like travel. Maybe you want to like take a month off and travel to like Europe or something. Maybe the company that you worked at previously or that you currently work at only allows you like 2 weeks off a year. So maybe you're leaving because you want to work for a company that has like unlimited PTO or something. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of different reasons why people job hop. There's a lot of different reasons why people look for different job opportunities. And we ultimately have to go after like what's gonna make us happiest. Maybe it's been like a lifelong goal of yours to travel to like a certain country or something, and you haven't been able to do that because of the finances, because of like the time you're able to take off, and the time that you're like actually approved for too, because that's a whole nother like conversation, right? And so by you getting out of like your current situation, it's really gonna allow you to like take those vacations, do those things that like fuel your inner child and make you feel like fulfilled and happy, right? And then I also have for you guys a win-win outcome is forecast, full moon in Libra. I really feel like this is coming out because this is going to be a win for everybody. Like, it's going to be a win for anybody that's like currently in your life. If this is just about career, it's going to be a win for like you if this is about a relationship and you leaving one that like no longer serves you. But like ultimately this is going to be a good outcome for everyone involved. Like, you know, it'll be good for you because you're leaving a company that, you know, doesn't value you, that doesn't pay you what you're worth. And it'll be a good thing for the new company that you're coming to, where you have all of this experience and you know, have all of this knowledge that you're bringing in. And, you know, even if you're going to be like working for yourself or something, it'll be really like a good opportunity for you to do that and to get away from that situation. And like, it'll be good for all of the clients that you end up bringing on, because you'll really be able to help them and serve them and like, you know, do what needs to be done for them, right? Especially if you're like working a job that drained you enough already, and like maybe you're working something as a side hustle, you're actually going to be able to like put your all into it now, right? And that's good for everybody. It's good for you, it's good for any clients, you know, that you bring on, whatever. So ultimately I feel like this change, like this coming in, that's why it's going to be such a blessing, because it's going to be so good for you and for everyone else that's involved like with this change, you know? Yeah, I feel like that's why that card is coming out for us here. Let's take a look at this next deck here, which wants to stick to the other one. Okay, hello. Treasure Island, hello. We'll talk about that one here in a second. But again, that one, even in itself, is pretty self-explanatory. Treasure Island to me is like abundance, right? It's about, you know, things, money usually coming to us, other physical things like possessions coming to us. So, you know, maybe because of this change, you're going to be able to make a lot more money, actually have like security, be able to travel, be able to like buy a house or buy like your own property or whatever. But that's kind of what I'm seeing there with the Treasure Island coming in for you guys. Ooh, hello. Jeez, my cards are like talking today. Okay, let's see if we can just get like one more card, not 20, please. Just one would be ideal. And like also Treasure Island to me, really it's touching into like the Sun card here of like us having that feeling of being secure, but also just like feeling like there's not much that we could like want for, right? From a physical standpoint, feeling very joyous and just like thankful, grateful, happy, allowing ourselves to like bask in the beauty and the warmth of the sun. Okay, we'll do one more shuffle and we'll just cut your guys' deck here. See what else. What do we have here? Building blocks. Yep. Okay. So again, I feel like this is coming out because this is Spirit's way again of saying like it's gonna take some time to like see those results. We're not just gonna see them instantaneously. I know that we would all love that shit. I would love that like 90% of the time, but I think that this is also playing into the fact that you guys really do, you're planners. You really are okay with things taking the time that they need to. Like, especially when the new moon in Capricorn came out here, I really do feel a lot of earth energy here as well, with like the 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles. What else was here? The 4 of Wands. I do feel like a good amount of earth energy, and like you could be a Capricorn, you could be another earth sign, but I say that because earth signs are really, really good at being patient, right? They put in the time, they put in the work, they put in the effort, and they're patient, and they'll do what they need to accomplish what they want. There is not an earth sign that I know, a Virgo, a Capricorn, or a Taurus, that cannot accomplish the things that they want, because they're very good about being logical, being strategic, and being patient with the planting of their seeds and watching things bloom, right? So I think that that's important, is that you don't miss these critical steps here that will allow you that security, that will allow you this abundance that I really do feel like is coming to you. So it's going to be very important that you don't skip over steps, that you build a solid foundation, and that you make sure that your business or like this new career or whatever it is, that you really put your all into it, that you really put the energy and the time and effort that is needed into it for you to get what you're wanting, okay? Let's go ahead. We've got one other deck here that we can shuffle through and see if we can get any last messages here from Spirit regarding blessings, good news coming your way. And my dog's moving around now. I swear, I love bulldogs. I love my little French bulldog with my entire heart, but my goodness, they're noisy. It's like something you don't realize until you're like recording or something, right? Because I'm able to ignore like his noises 90% of the time. It's like background noise to me, but I'm sure you guys can hear him heavily breathing in the background. Okay. We'll do one other shuffle here, and we'll just go ahead and cut the deck. Any last messages regarding the good news? Blessings coming group number 3's way. Okay. We've got refinement. All right. I think it's interesting that this is coming up because, again, I feel like this is kind of Spirit's way of making sure that we pay attention to our building blocks, and that everything that we're doing is done in the most like efficient, effective manner that we can. Obviously you're not going to be perfect. You're a person, okay? You're going to try things. You're going to mess things up. Things aren't always going to go smoothly. But that's the thing about refinement, right? It's like we do have some, lapses in judgment or things that don't go as well. Okay, well then like let's refine our strategy. Let's make tweaks and adjustments and changes as needed to help ourselves be more successful and to have the best trajectory that we can. So I think that that is why this is coming up for you guys. It's just like that reminder to stay focused, make any changes or adjustments, refine your plan if needed. But overall, you guys, by you ultimately like, this whole reading to me is about you being vulnerable, you being honest with yourself, and you making the changes that you know are needed for you to have the security, the happiness that you're wanting, right? Especially with like the 4 of Wands and the Sun coming up, for you to feel the most just like in touch with yourself, in touch with everyone around you, making you feel the most celebrated and loved, and just like financially secure, as well as just secure in general. It's going to be so important for you to make those necessary changes and to be honest with yourself. So if you haven't made changes yet, please examine the things that maybe you've been thinking about for a while changing, and then start taking actionable steps in that direction. But anyway, like overall, this was a very positive reading for you guys. I'm really happy for you, and I really, really do hope that all of these beautiful blessings truly do come your way. I feel like they will, as long as you do your part, right? And I feel like there's just so much like joy ahead of you, and I'm really, really happy and excited for you guys. So if this resonated for you, please leave me a comment down below. Why don't you leave me like little money bag emojis in the, of course, my sister's trying to FaceTime me. Let me decline her real fast. Sorry about that, guys. I had my laptop open because, you know, I'm reading my like synopsis. I want to make sure we're actually still recording too. Okay, cool. I was reading my little synopsis, so my FaceTime call popped up, and that's where the noise was coming from in the background. But yeah, leave me a comment down below if this is resonating for you. Leave me a little money bag emoji, or like, you know, some money in the comment to let me know that you were a group 3, you were part of group 3, and that you got to the end of this reading. Please give this video a thumbs up so that it can reach as many other people as possible that may need to hear this message. And if you haven't already, please do subscribe to my channel. I put out new pick a card readings, new tarot collective readings once a week. I love you guys so much. I'm hoping all the best for you. I'm really rooting for you. I really, really hope that all of this comes into fruition for you. And I hope to see you guys in next week's reading. Thanks so much for joining me. Bye.